Not the millennial pause. Hey there, folks. So I originally was going to make this video about the Joseph Segal controversy that happened like 6 months ago. And then it was JFK assassination conspiracy theories. And both of those videos got deleted because I don't have any storage on my filming device, also known as my phone. So instead, we're gonna be talking about my favorite musical. If you didn't know, or you couldn't tell, or you just like don't know me in real life, I'm a theater kid in every way, shape, and form. I have a 6 poster here, and then through my mirror I have posters of shows I've been in, and then here's just total drama because I like total drama. And purses, I guess. So today I'm going to be talking about my absolute favorite musical of all time, Hadestown. Okay, if you know anything about musical theater or Greek mythology, you've probably heard of some part of this story, or some of the music or something. It's basically about these two people named Orpheus and Eurydice and their love for each other. The other plot line is about the love story between the Greek gods Hades and Persephone, by the way. So let's get into the basic production history of this show. Hadestown was written by a folk singer named Anais Mitchell. It was first produced as like a concept album in 2010 with Justin Vernon of Bon Iver. You know him, you love him, as Orpheus, and Anais herself as Eurydice. Sorry if you hear my brother in the background. I've told him to stop talking, but it's just not possible. Later in 2016, there's a musical called Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812, and that director, Rachel Chavkin, not again. Rachel Chavkin, I guess. Okay, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, her and Anais Mitchell talked about, sorry, I don't know why I'm talking with my hands so much. They talked about the future of Hadestown, and then, so Anais Mitchell wrote an additional 15 songs for the show, and it premiered off-Broadway at the New York Theater Workshop for a 2-month run that May, so May 2016. From there, Hadestown went on multiple tours with Canada in 2017 and London in 2018. Then it officially transferred to Broadway in 2019 at the Walter Kerr Theater, where it is currently playing today still. Now, I got the privilege of seeing the national tour in 2021, and I thought it was brilliant. Like, you know, my retention's not good, but I was like, how many years ago was that? 24, 22, 3, 22. So I was like 9 or 10 when I saw it, but I recently got to see it again on Broadway with my Rafiko. Jordan Fisher wasn't there that day, but it was, obviously it was still phenomenal with Hadestown. Anyway, I was so honored to get to see that. The original Broadway cast includes, oh my god, I need to put on my glasses or something. I don't know. No. The original Broadway cast includes legends. I'm reading off the script that I wrote. I don't know why okay. Such as Reeve Carney of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark as Orpheus. Evelyn Noblezada of the... Oh, God, what is wrong with me? Of the 2017 revival of Miss Saigon as Eurydice. And Amber Gray of Comet of 1812, mentioned earlier, as Persephone. Patrick Page of Hunchback Notre Dame and also Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, and as Hades. And Andre de Shields of The Wiz as Hermes, who acts as the narrator in this show. At the 73rd Tony Awards in 2019, Hadestown took home 8 awards of its 14 nominations, including Best Musical. That Tony Award performance of Wait For Me still is... Please go watch it. It changed my life. I'm just all over the place today. Something else to mention is that, like, this show is fully sung through. Like, there's this really underground musical that's also similar. I'm sure you haven't heard of it. It's called Hamilton. It's also fully sung through. It's so cool. You should totally go listen to it. But there's barely any dialogue in it, and when there is, it's under music or the entire time, or like said melodically. Like every time Reeve Carney's supposed to say something, he's like, yes, no, Mr. Hermes told me so. You know, like still very much melodic. Anyway, let's talk about the story. Full synopsis. My brain's gonna rot. Okay. So, the show starts with a song called Road to Hell, which is mainly sung by Hermes, introducing the world and the characters of the story, including Orpheus as a poor boy working on a song, and Eurydice as a poor girl looking for something to eat. There are these three characters who are very crucial to the plot, who I've yet to mention. The Fates are three Fates who are always singing in the back of your mind, as told by Hermes. The Fates are meant to represent doubt and negativity in the world. Hermes also says that it's like a love song and a story, but also a sad one, mentioning Persephone and Hades as the rulers of the underworld. For half of each year, Persephone is allowed to go up to the New Orleans-esque realm that our other protagonists live, so that nothing goes to crap. Now, it's in Eurydice's point of view. She and the Fates sing a song about how cold and miserable it is in the above ground, since Persephone hasn't shown up to make the sun shine and the flowers grow. Once Orpheus and Eurydice meet, Hermes advises for Orpheus to not come on too strong when talking to her. You know, if you can imagine, it's Orpheus. So the first thing he says to her is, "Come home with me." And so, Eurydice is weirded out by this. And he's like, "And I play a lyre." So stupid. And she's like, "Oh, you play and lie? Yeah, I'll pass." And then he explains and he's like, "No, it's like a harp guitar thingy." Orpheus explains that he's trying to write a song so beautiful that it brings the world back into tune and time. A song that makes the flowers grow and makes the sun shine. And so they sing a song called Wedding Song, which is, if you can imagine, it's about when they get married and what's gonna happen because the weather's foggy and it's dreary and they live in poverty. He sings a little demo for his lady and a random flower grows out of his hand. So any doubt that Eurydice had about him being crazy was gone. See you later, Fates! Something to note is that the song Orpheus is writing is about the love story between Persephone and Hades. Remember that, that's important. The next song is when Persephone comes up to make everything lively again. She sings, yeah, "We're living it up. Hell is so stupid. I hate hell." Orpheus is like, "Yeah, Persephone, we love you." And this is when Eurydice is like, "Man, this guy's kind of cute." And they sing a cute little love ballad together called All I've Ever Known. It's such a good song. Okay, so a little bit of time passes. A little bit of time passes. Like, not 6 months. Little time, you know. And Hades arrives in the upper land, much to the dismay of his wife and everybody. Something to note here is that our girl Eurydice is very intrigued in him and notices when Hades is like, "Wow, up here sucks. Down in hell, everything is nice and warm and there's plenty to eat." But with Persephone back in Hadestown, the weather becomes cold and dreary once again as Eurydice searches for food and firewood. Typing out the script, Eurydice is such a hard name to get right on the first try. Like, why is it spelled like that? Orpheus continues to write a song, and we kind of travel into the underworld, with Hades and Persephone arguing. Apparently, Hades was so lonely without his wife in the underworld that he just tore the whole place apart. Persephone is like, it's looking weird. And so Hades goes back up to the upper world. She's going up there to find someone who appreciates Hadestown as much as he does, because obviously his wife doesn't. He stumbles upon Eurydice and invites her to come down to Hadestown and work for him. And the song he sings to her is called "Hey Little Songbird." If you know what that song sounds like, you know how like a "Hello Little Girl" from Into the Woods coded it is. It's like really creepy. And you know, he's like a bass, so he's like, "Hey, sugar pie honey bunch, you want to come down and live with me in hell? It's really cool." Remember how Eurydice was interested in him when he came to get Persephone? Well, after one of the best songs in the show was sung by the Fates, persuading her to go. When the chips are down, supremacy. She agrees to go down there, but as she's trying to say goodbye to Orpheus, he can't hear her because he's too focused on his music. Well, obviously, Orpheus recognizes that the only person he's ever loved is gone. So Hermes is like, she went to hell, but you couldn't hear her calling your name, you idiot. So Hermes tells him that he doesn't have to take the train to Hadestown, that he can walk. So he does, and sings this amazing song called Wait For Me. The lights and the set comes apart.
Meanwhile, in hell,
Hades is like, why do we build the wall, my children? And the hypnotized workers are like,
we build the wall to keep us free from the enemy, and the enemy is poverty. And we have work and they have none. What do they have that we should want?
and that's Act 1. Welcome back to Tea Time Break with Vivian. So if you know the original story of Orpheus and Eurydice, what I told you just makes no freaking sense, especially towards the end. In the original story, Eurydice is is bitten by a snake, and that is how she's taken to hell. I think the reason Anais Mitchell changed this was because, it's a reason for Eurydice to leave by choice, making her a flawed character. It also adds to plot value. And that's all for Tea Time with Vivian. What is it with these segments? In the entr'acte, which is, if you don't know, it's basically the overture, but for the second act and after intermission, Persephone comes out on stage and sings a song called Our Lady of the Underground. In mythology, Hades kidnapped Persephone through a crack in the earth while she was picking flowers. I don't know. In the song, she mentions the crack in the wall and her trauma, but she also introduces all the band members by name and is like a fourth wall break. Get it? Because, wall. Back into the story. Eurydice realizes the consequences of her going to Hadestown on her free will. Hades tells Eurydice to come into his office and sign papers, which already sounds awful, but it's not helped by one of the saddest songs ever Eurydice sings, called Flowers, where she says, I trembled when he laid me out. You won't feel a thing he said when you go down. So the message in the song is alleged something that rhymes with a purple fruit. Family-friendly channel on here. Okay, the Fates had previously sung that other workers don't have names and they forgot everything because they're all brainwashed. But Eurydice's love for Orpheus was so strong, and she sung, I remember someone by my side. And it's like the saddest thing ever. Speaking of this someone, Orpheus finally arrived in Hadestown and reunites with his beloved. Hades finds them and Orpheus is like, I'm taking my woman home. And he's like, buddy, she signed papers to make her stay here for forever. Which Eurydice confirms. And then Orpheus was like, I don't give a crap. And then the workers beat him up. So that's fun. But Orpheus is like, fine, if it's true what they say, if there's no way to bring her back, I'm just gonna head out. This song was so compelling that the workers got unbrainwashed and they joined him in the rally. Meanwhile, Persephone and Hades have a little chat, saying, oh, how long are you gonna do this? So when they return, there's a reprise of Chant, which is the song that, when Hades brings Persephone back down and they're like, why is this so weird? And then he, goes up and, meets Eurydice. So Hades says to Orpheus, fine, sing me your song and then I'm gonna kill you. Orpheus sings the most beautiful rendition of the song that he wrote for Persephone and Hades and makes Hades cry. So Hades is reunited with the love in Persephone and lets Orpheus leave with Eurydice under one condition. On the walk back, Orpheus may walk in the front and Eurydice in back. And if Orpheus is to turn around and check to see if Eurydice is still following him, she will be sent back down to Hadestown forever. They agree and sing the reprise of Wait For Me, which is maybe even more amazing than the first one. I'm coming, wait for me. I hear the walls repeating, falling off our feet, and it sounds like you're mad. So it's silent on the way back. But Orpheus doesn't look back until the Fates show up and cause doubt in his brain, and they sing a song called Doubt Comes In. Just when they're about to reach the above ground, Orpheus is overcome by doubt and looks back. It's you. It's me. Yeah, everyone's speechless, and Hermes sings a reprise of Road to Hell, saying, no matter how many times we tell the story, with so much hope that it'll end differently, it doesn't. And that's the show.